back. It's Y254 in the morning. Karibu sana. Kama vile tumesema, we are talking health matters. Of course, we are talking about my health. Kama kawaida, I don't know why I'm always used. Like, Piera needs to know what she'll eat. Let's get in a doctor in here. Piera has a backache. Let's see what... Come on, Frida. Why am I always...
You know, when you get the results...
Yes.
You'll be so overjoyed. You'll be like, guys, you have no idea what's the example.
I know. Yeah. And you know, anyway, for real, I could be going to for consultations to wapi kuliza. Am I eating right? Yes. Why is my back still aching? But you know what? Today we're privileged to have somebody in the studio who's going to talk to us about
those questions.
Yes, health matters, a physician. Everybody give it up for Dr. Wamala. she doesn't like being called Dr. Wamala. She says NASAMBU is better.
But NASAMBU is beautiful.
It's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Welcome to, Why in the Morning.
It's good to be here. Thanks for having me. Yeah,
Daktari, you're so young. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
How did you even manage? You know, doctors are respected anyway. Why lie?
Yes.
Yani, mi usema hivi. Daktari ni mtu anaweza katakata mtu na mshone back pamoja.
Amrudishe back na anze kutembea tena.
How do you even know what goes where? How do you even look at me and tell me I'm sick? And you prescribe some, you know what, mad respect to you.
Just
really young.
Yes. Oh, thank you. You know, it's something very interesting because Eastern medicine is like a complementary to Western medicine. Yeah. It's more about prevention of illness than it is, you can say Western medicine is more for emergencies. If you cut something or there's a very strong emergency, you're going to go to the ER and get patched up immediately. Yeah. But the kind of medicine that I practice is more just to keep more harmony and balance in the body so that you don't get sick, actually. Really? Yeah, it's one of the most premier forms of traditional medicine that's being practiced around the world. Yeah.
Wow. You said to create harmony and...
Harmony and balance in the body.
So you don't get sick.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Yes. Yeah, probably that's what I need to know. So you handle that basically brings in nutrition, right?
Exactly, yeah. Nutrition is key because it's really the idea that your food is your medicine and your medicine is your food. Yeah, so if you're eating the right foods, it's really going to get you a long way into having a healthy lifestyle. But it all depends on the individual. It's not something that you can say 5 people will come with a headache and everyone's going to get the same medicine to treat it. Yeah. So you have to really have more individualized focus on each person is unique, like a snowflake that falls to the ground, everyone is completely different and needs to have a different way to address the illnesses that manifest.
Right. Yeah. So how do you get to know, like, your body is fit for this nutrition, this kind of, procedure, this kind of, I should take this kind of foods and I shouldn't take this kind of foods, I should take this kind of medicine when you're sick? How do you get to know your body, reacts to different, nutritions and stuff?
Yeah, it's more on the level of tuning in to your own body. A lot of people, they just rush through the day, got to get my coffee to jumpstart and, just keep running, eat whatever you want to eat. And then at the end of the day, you never know how you're feeling has been affected by what you've been eating, in your body. So it's just this more of an idea that when everyone is really taking the time to listen and understand, okay, if I'm eating this food, if I'm eating a lot of maybe greasy food or chips and then it's affecting my stomach or my digestion, some people don't think about it. Or if you're too stressed out and you're overthinking, it also might contribute to insomnia. So you might not be sleeping okay at night, you know?
My life.
Yeah, so it's really something you have to get some little coaching on. So you have to sit and we talk a little bit, discuss in detail about your individual needs of the body.
Caffeine.
Yeah, caffeine. Coffee is not bad for everybody. Just, for some people, it just depends.
It's okay. But I kept saying I'm going to ask this question. What's the difference between, it's a dumb question, FYI.
It's okay.
Taking coffee and taking tea.
Okay, yeah, coffee is one of those things that it's a stimulant, but it comes from East Africa.
Africa,
It
yes.
originates. It's actually medicinal value. So it can also be used as like a diuretic or things like that to help you pass stool more quickly, But that's why it needs to be taken lightly. Not too much. Some people, they can't go throughout the day without six cups of coffee,
yes.
and they're always jump, 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 go, go. But at the end of the day, the energy goes whoof.
Yeah, that's
And the blackout.
And so tea is actually something that's a little bit, the release of caffeine is more slow, and it's also a reduced rate of caffeine in the body. And eventually, over time, if I know Kenyans, we're really big tea drinkers. We're major tea drinkers.
Yes.
But sometimes, when you keep doing that over and over and over again for so many years, it can actually lead to high blood pressure, which you don't even think about. But it's just something you have to be careful with.
I was actually about to ask that, because the people who, right now, at a certain age, they have to take tea before they sleep, or when let's say 8 or 8:30, because their heads start aching, and if they take a cup of tea, they're good, and then they go sleep. So how come the system gets to that point where you
become more like an addict?
More like an addict, like your head, like you can easily have a severe headache and then just have a cup of tea and you're good.
It's it's definitely addictive. That's what the problem with caffeine. It's one of those things that if you keep taking it and then you stop for a while, that's when you start to get the withdrawal symptoms, and the headache ensues. So that's actually a sign that your body's telling you, okay, you're giving me too much of this product and I don't need it, but if you give me a little bit more,
I'll be fine.
Then I'll be fine, because if you get too much space between having a cup of coffee and then the headache starts to come, then you relieve it with more coffee. It's like putting more fire on fire. And eventually the body is like, it reaches a threshold. So when it passes the threshold, it's too much, and then you're already in the danger zone. So that's your body saying, just kind of cool off, but you have to be able to make it through the withdrawal stage. That can be difficult. So sometimes that's when you need a physician or someone to kind of help you through the process. And I do the acupuncture, which originates from China, but it's also something that has been seen in the Ebers papyrus, which is from ancient Egypt.
I was going to ask Ibra what? You said Ibra what?
Ebers papyrus.
Do you know what that is, Frida? You just look like you know.
It just sounds Egyptian.
The Ebers papyrus is this really huge, long, I think it's 20 meters long, of papyrus, ancient writings of herbal formulas, and it also introduces the idea of acupuncture, which is stimulating different points on the body to influence health. And it boosts the immune system, as well as cupping, which has become very popular with athletes and personal trainers. Cupping is something that helps to relieve pain, especially in the back. Muscle tension. You see people like the swimmer Michael Phelps from the US. He was very prominent. You see these cupping marks on his back. But it's something that really, really works very, very efficiently.
Sweetheart, please explain to us in detail. We could be smiling here like we know what happening is. I don't know.
But how healthy is it as well?
And what is it when explaining to someone, a young person who's watching out there, what really do you mean by cupping and also acupuncture? We could know or have an idea what it is, but
I have an idea of the whole cupping thing in the marks that I left, but what is it exactly?
Cupping is like, it uses fire to create a suction on the skin. So when people have pain in the back, you can see that there's muscle tension. You can touch the muscle and it feels
Yeah.
tight.
Tight,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this kind of action with the heat, it kind of pulls out negative energy. It pulls apart the adhesions in the back and the muscle tissue and the muscle layer, and it relaxes
That
the
sounds
body.
very
It's
painful.
so relaxing.
It's not-
Actually,
is it painful?
it feels like a massage, but it's actually an actual glass cup that you just rub over the body, where you're feeling the pain and muscle
Really?
tension. Yeah.
It's just not painful. A little,
It's
just a
so
little.
relaxing,
fire
you wouldn't
included.
even imagine. There is a little bit
There's
of fire. There's fire, but
There's
the
fire
fire doesn't touch you. It's just the cup, and it just gives that nice suction, and it's actually so relaxing. You wouldn't even believe.
Really?
It's
I
surprisingly
should
relaxing.
try it.
Yeah, she's actually
Yeah.
explaining it and then closing her
I know,
eyes.
it
I'm
looks like something.
It could be really good.
I know, if you have a normal back problem, let's say for example,
Yeah.
like I do have a back problem.
Yeah.
Can it be solved by that?
It's possible, yeah. You'll definitely feel some relief. And then combining it with the acupuncture, which is a very ancient form
Explain
of...
that as well, acupuncture. What it is.
Yeah, okay, I'll explain it. Acupuncture is interesting because it is it's something that you use needle.
You know?
Use very, very tiny needles, much tinier than the needles that people
Than
use
the
for
usual.
injections and things like that. It's very tiny, but it just actually goes on certain points in the body that are flowing energy channels. So imagine that there's blood vessels in the body, and then there's energy that is also flowing that helps the blood vessels to move, but they also have their own channels that are connected to different organs. So when you put in the needles and stimulate certain parts, it's something that can induce healing in the body and boost the immune system. It can make you feel
Yeah,
smarter.
You look like you feel pain already. Like,
And it's so relaxing.
Yes.
You lay down and you just close your eyes, and before you know it, you're
done.
sleeping. You're drifting off, and your body is doing its own recharging and its own self-healing process.
So when you're putting the nails like this,
but someone has
tiny,
to
how
put it,
painful
right?
is it?
Yes, someone has to put it in for you.
How painful is it?
Sometimes you might feel a little jab, and it's actually sometimes more in the place where your body needs it more. Other times you might not even feel a prick. You don't feel a thing. So it just depends. Everybody's different. But the end result is so amazing and transformational.
Yeah.
And it's something that you need repeated treatments. So it's a
Not once and you're done.
It depends, actually. Sometimes, like if you have a back issue,
Yeah.
I can put one needle in your body for maybe 20 minutes and the pain can go away. But it also depends on you. So
Yeah.
everyone is different.
Have you tried it? 'Cause, you're trying to convince us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like both cupping and the needle as well. They're that good.
Yeah, it's that good, and it's something that can actually really put you on a natural path.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have so much pharmaceutical drugs, and it's all over the counter here in Kenya. You can just go to the
Yes.
pharmacy and
Get
say,
it.
I'm feeling this, and you get...
Painkiller.
Yeah, but a lot of these pharmaceuticals have major side effects, and we don't realize that it can be injuring some other organ while it's helping another issue.
Yeah.
And this kind of medicine is very, very... no side effects.
I was actually
Yeah.
thinking about that last night.
Side effects.
You know how many times you have, a pain and then call your friend and you're like, I have a headache, and she just get a painkiller,
Yeah.
you'll be good. You know,
Right.
And you just go-
you just go get over the counter and you pop a painkiller, and then you do it so often that anytime the pain comes,
Yeah.
just a painkiller, and you're not sure what pain it is. It could be just, probably it's fatigue.
Exactly.
Because sometimes fatigue can get painful, but it's
Right.
just being tired. But you feel it's just a pain, so I just need a
Yeah.
painkiller. And then with time, the system is, it gets used to lots of that. How do you do? How do you work around that?
Well, the way that we see illness in this kind of medicine is that whenever there is a dis-ease in the
Yes.
body, it is something that is actually beginning on maybe a spiritual level or an emotional level, And the final manifestation of an illness is on the physical symptoms.
Okay.
So it gets to the root of the issue.
Yeah.
A lot of pharmaceutical medicines will actually touch on the symptom. Say, okay, you're having a headache or you're feeling this. We'll just give you this medicine and see if you feel better.
Yeah.
You know, but it might not be touching the actual root. Like, why are you feeling this way? What is the emotional thing? Maybe there's something at work that's stressing you out so badly, and you don't have the tools to be able to handle it. That's where some lifestyle coaching comes in.
Yes.
Yeah, to really just help to find the balance in life. Things always come up, you know,
Always.
and people will always, you know, start to feel sick sometimes, and we just need to also be looking at ways to find harmony and balance in the body so that we don't even really have that opportunity to get that sick. And, you know, in our traditional societies, we had a lot of those mechanisms in our vegetables and the fruits that we were eating, you know. At least Kenya is very good for our traditional vegetables.
And
our
the
traditional
leaves.
bogas.
You know,
Yeah.
some funny minty leaves. And
Exactly.
then apparently they're healthy. So.
But a lot of the herbal medicines right now
Yeah.
have been deforested.
Exactly.
So we have to rescue some of those herbs because a lot of these herbs are actually going into pharmaceutical drugs
In
that
the
are causing the
process.
side effects instead of actually just using the actual root. Yeah.
But Dr. Omala, tell me something. I mean, there are so many people out here who do those herbal medicines.
Yeah.
How do you know what is
Legit.
What is
and what is
legit?
only herbal.
Yeah.
Without, you know, without
'Cause there's
additives.
so many,
There's so many. Everyone
Exactly.
has, you know, a herbal store. Everyone has a herbal table somewhere outside the supermarket, in the
It's
malls.
true.
Everyone is doing that. Everyone is
Yeah.
selling some funny herbal cream.
Exactly.
And then you go to the counter in the supermarket, there's also another herbal cream. That is similar. But
Yeah.
you can barely tell which is legit and which is, you know, with additives.
Right. Yeah, I think that's definitely, we have to really examine the labeling process and also get into a state where, as a nation, you know, we can have herbal medicine schools, you know, where people are actually getting trained in our traditional ways, you know, and so it becomes something that is valued in the society, and it's something that's a little bit more regulated. So more conversation and more dialogue between different herbalists around the country, you know. So those things are coming, you know.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's a process.
And now, when you talk about Western medicine and Eastern medicine, right?
Yeah.
So, normal. I mean, a normal experience. I'm feeling unwell, and maybe I feel like it's tonsillitis. You know, the usual things
You
that
just
we
feel-
always run.
yeah, you just
You know,
feel
the things
some
that
pain.
exactly things I can always say. I think this is tonsillitis. I have a headache. I have some whatever. As there's the Western medicine and there is you. What difference will it make if I come to you or I go to let's say a normal doctor, like I go to get, you know, prescribed for your dawas as opposed to the herbal treatment?
Yeah. It's something that you can say it's a complementary medicine.
Yes.
So I wouldn't have to say that, you know, you don't go to your Western doctor.
Do I really have to?
You don't
When I can come to,
necessarily
like, let's say
have
for example,
to.
you're closer to me. If I come to you, will I get the same treatment? I'm at the same relief as what I've gotten if I'd gone to.
You actually get a different perspective because what I do is that I'm actually looking at the body as a whole and not just as a symptom that's occurring in the body.
Yeah.
So when you come to me, you actually experience other results in different parts of your life and different aspects of your body. Yeah, so you'll get added bonus. Yeah, you'll get an added bonus.
Hold on. Do you mean I get added disease? I was just going for tonsillitis and then somebody's like, oh, so we've looked at your body and yo, you have this and that, and that. You're like, I just had tonsillitis. Come
Just
on.
had
Yeah.
tonsillitis.
Yeah, like I don't want to know about all those other things.
Yeah, but yeah, you won't even know.
Yeah,
We won't even
you'll be
really talk
treated.
about the other
Yes.
things, but it will actually just be treated in itself
oh,
in the
great.
process
Nice.
because it's actually influencing the energy in the body. They say that whenever there's illness in the body, you see the energy is either getting stuck,
yeah.
or it's being blocked. It's not flowing
Yeah.
in the proper way because you can see in our body the blood is always flowing, the energy is always flowing.
Yeah.
So whenever there's a blockage,
Yeah.
that's when the illness happens. So it's all about creating the smooth flow of energy in the body.
It's so, it's so good that you can never get enough about the body.
Yeah.
But we have to wrap up. It just, I wish you could come again and tell us
Love
more about this
to.
whole health situation.
Yeah.
And where can we find you?
Yeah, exactly. Tell people
can-
where they can find you, how they can get to you.
For sure, for sure. Thanks so much for having me. It's been
Anytime.
wonderful to
Yeah.
meet you both. Yeah. So you can find, I have a website. It's elixirmuse.org. It's spelled ELIXIRMUSE.org.
Alexa Muse.
Elixir
Okay,
Muse, yeah.
do you have a physical place where maybe somebody can come and see you?
I do home visits.
Oh, great.
And yeah. So it's more convenient that way.
Then,
yeah,
It does make sense.
for
And
sure.
probably probably might not want to say this, but for anybody who wants to, reach you, like, call you at home, you
Yes.
just discuss the cost and like, what's a consultation fee? Because I think that many people would really love to.
Oh,
to
unless
have
it's
you and
unless the
make
details are in the
consultation.
website or
Yeah,
something.
the details in the website.
The details are for the actual fee is not on the website. It's
Yeah.
actually the first session is an hour and a half.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more in depth. You really
Yes.
get in depth, and that costs 7,500 shillings.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do a consultation, you're told everything, and you get some treatment.
Yes.
Oh, great.
And then the treatments after that are 1 hour for 6,500.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
great. I think we should make an effort, Frida.
We should.
Yeah,
we
you'll
should,
really- you'll
especially
see
the
it.
whole cupping and syringe thing. It sounds interesting.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming to our show.
Thank you.
We hope we've actually learned personally. I'm sure you've helped Pierre as well, because she's in a journey as well.
Yes.
Pierre, what did you ever do to the world? Why did you ever grow
it's a
baby
good
weight? This baby weight has killed people. Everybody just wants, Pierre, you need to do this, Pierre.
You need
But
to
I'm
go
excited
back.
about it. No, don't worry.
Yeah,
I'll
but
be consulting
she
you for
will.
sure.
We should talk.
Yes.
After the show, I'll run after you and we can talk. You can tell me more of what I can do.
Yeah.
But I guess
for
that's what we
sure.
have from her.
Thank
We'll
you
still
so
continue with
much.
Health Matters, I'm
Yes.
sure. Right?
We also have another, major
Yeah.
medicine specialist as well in the building. So we're gonna give you more of this health education.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Absolutely. We'll be right back.